Alright, so the Canon RF24-105 f4 was actually the first full-frame camera kit lens for the R system and the RF mount. But yeah, in my opinion, it's actually really hard to use the term kit lens in this case, because in most cases you have a cheaper lens in your mind, and the RF24-105 f4 isn't a cheap lens. So yeah, the RF24-105 f4 is based on the professional lineup of those RF lenses. I mean, you have to spend currently €1,200 if you want to buy this lens from Canon directly. And yeah, that's actually not cheap. In contrast to that, the RF24-105 f4 to 7.1 would be, in my opinion, a kit lens because it's way cheaper. So you definitely keep that in your mind that the term kit lens can be a little bit misleading in this case. But is the RF24-105 f4 actually worth it? Let's talk about that. So all in all, I definitely need to say that I really like the design and the build quality of the 24-105. First, of course, you have the typical switches for auto and manual focus and the on-off switch for the stabilizer. But there's another switch that we need to talk about, and this switch is the lock switch. And this can be used to lock the zoom ring so it can't accidentally change. I definitely need to say that I really like the switch, but sadly it's not possible to lock this lens in all kind of situations. You can only lock it at 24mm and that's it, so it would be even better if you can use it in all kind of settings. But yeah, in my opinion, that's just a small aspect here. So far the build quality of this lens is just phenomenal. On top, the weight of this lens is great too, with just around 700 grams. It's actually not too heavy, so you can even work with such a setup over a long period of time. And I definitely need to say that I had never had any problems to work with this lens in all kind of situations. The only possible problem might be sand when you zoom in, but this can be easily removed with something like compressed air. Next, of course, the zoom and focus ring feels smooth, and it's actually unlikely that you accidentally change the focus because of the small resistance here. The third ring we need to talk about is a control ring that you can use for all kind of adjustments. I personally use a control ring to adjust the ISO because it makes it so much easier to handle the overall camera. And yeah, I definitely need to mention that every time when I use my EF70-200, I always try to find this ring to adjust the ISO until I notice that it's not there. So yeah, this additional ring is absolutely amazing. But another downside that we need to talk about is this lens cap here. In my opinion, it's actually a little bit annoying that you can only put it on when you align it perfectly with the lens mount. So yeah, switching between lenses can actually take some time. But yeah, in the end you can expect a high professional standard build quality, a metal mount which is always great, and there aren't any huge downsides that I could mention right here, except of the small lock switch feature and the lens cap. But now let's move on to the next topic, and this topic is one of the most important topics, the image quality. The Canon RF24-105 f4 is one of the most versatile lenses that you can use. Right now I mostly use this lens for all kind of wide angle stuff, or if I need to be flexible. So if I don't really know what kind of photos I need to take, I mostly choose the 24-105 because of the wide range. But yeah, of course, and this is something that I need to mention, in some cases you will notice the f4 limitation. Especially in low light situations I noticed that a lot, but in all kind of other situations I never had any problems. So yeah, if you take a lot of low light photos with some faster shutter speed settings, it is possible that you run into problems. I still get some good results, so definitely don't get me wrong here, but especially if you take a lot of low light photos, the f4 might be a problem. But yeah, if you need to take a variety of photos, this lens is great, and I use it for a lot of photo sessions to get the results that I needed. The overall image quality is fantastic, I absolutely love this lens and I always have it in my camera bag. So now let's move on with the next aspect, and this one is all about video. So yeah, if you want to record some videos, you can easily use the RF24-105 f4. I mean, 24mm is awesome for some vlogging or wide angle shots in general, and you still have the opportunity to zoom in up to 105mm for some time lapses as an example. So yeah, especially if you're just starting out, such a lens is really good, because if you don't really know what kind of photos you want to take or what kind of videos you want to record, you can simply check it out to see if you need to invest in a wide angle lens, or maybe a zoom lens is the way to go. On the other hand, maybe you simply want to be flexible, then this lens is perfect too, because of the great range that you have here from 24 to 105mm. But of course we need to talk about the focus too. And yeah, the focus is smooth and quiet as well, so you don't have to worry about any sound issues or all kind of stuff like that. The 24 to 105 is an excellent choice for video recording. So yeah, the RF24-105 f4 was actually one of the first lenses that Canon released for the new RF mount, and still today I can highly recommend to check out this lens, especially if you need a versatile lens. In my opinion, the overall performance of this lens is just great, and of course it's not perfect. But as I already mentioned, this lens is for a variety of photography genres, so it simply can't be perfect all the time. And yeah, even if you're a filmmaker, you can still buy this lens. But if you're looking for such a lens, I highly recommend to buy this lens as soon as there is a discount, so you don't have to pay the full price for it. In my opinion, 1100 bucks is a lot of money for such a lens, so definitely wait until there's a cashback program so you can save some money here. But yeah, in the end, for all those beginner photographers out there who definitely want to start with the RF mount, the RF 24-105 f4 is a great choice and a good starting point to figure out in which direction you want to move on. So in the end, I definitely need to say that the RF 24-105 f4 is an excellent lens that will be used for a long period of time. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button to stay updated for upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video.